What's up, Summoners? King Blair here. Today, we're doing a raw, unedited showcase of A.Coli, who recently got her new EE. So we'll be talking about the build and the EEs and what I think about them, and hopefully get a little bit of everything so you guys can see what she is doing. So if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord server, link down in the description. So you may be wondering, why is no one talking about A.Coli? Is it because she's bad? The answer is no. She's actually a really good threat and often gets banned, so she might even get banned, and this video might just become why A.Coli gets banned all the time. But the big thing is going to be her new EE has made her a lot better. The problem is that she's a high investment unit, and often people opt to build a Sid who's a lot easier to build and does the same job A.Coli does to an extent. But this new EE hopefully will give some showcase to A.Coli, and more people will choose to build her. So you may see the build right here, and you may be wondering, is this an OP A.Coli build? Yes and no. It's really hard for players to achieve, but it's too slow. Ideally, this is a 290 speed, and this is 260 crit damage, right? So we're missing two very important stats to make a perfect A.Coli, but it's really, really powerful at the level that she is right now, right? And if I look at the gear, it's just really, really good. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't build her. She's extremely high investment and requires a really specific team setup or a specific team to go against. Biggest thing, Fallen Cecilia works extremely well with her. If you have a Fallen Cecilia and you're able to pair her with A.Coli, it's just so good, especially with the new EE. So now let's look at the EE and talk about them, since we might not even get to see A.Coli if she does end up getting banned all the time. So what did the new EE do for her? Why is she better? How is she doing better? All the EEs are really, really good. The best one, I believe, being this S3. Why? Having immunity stops a lot of her old counters. She does a lot better against units like Tempest Sorin because of this. She does better against Dizzy. She does better against a Tywin. She does better a lot against a lot of different heroes because she's able to set up that immunity early on. And if you have units like a Fallen Cecilia giving her a barrier, she basically becomes untouchable. Because now you have barrier and immunity and stealth. They can't debuff her. They can't hit her out of stealth. They can't single target damage dealer. She's going to be doing way too much CPS, and you're winning the fight. This one being really annoying but very situational, requiring a specific team. And the first one being nice for tank busting if they have no AoE. So just nice damage option if you already felt that your A.Coli was surviving. So overall, I actually really like the EE. I really didn't think she needed it. She was already doing pretty good at her job. This just made her a lot better and actually being able to be drafted. So let's get to the showcase. Mostly going to be RTA, maybe a little bit of Guild Wars, as we'll see. Maybe one Guild Wars and two RTA, and maybe an Arena if we see something that's like, oh yeah. But one thing I do want to point out is that we are lower than what we should be right now. As you guys know, I'm typically a high champion level player, and I was legend in preseason, although it doesn't matter. So our opponents may not be as strong, so we may not get us to see as good as a showcase as we normally would be able to. But this still should give you a really good idea of what she can do, right? So hopefully you get to see her in action. Typically places I do draft her in. I do draft her a lot because I really like the way A.Coli works. I draft her to speed contest units like top model Luluka. I draft her to speed contest F Clarice. I draft her to speed contest Cleave teams and apply so much pressure. And since the opponent doesn't know how fast my A.Coli is and doesn't want to enter the speed contest game, they will often actually ban my A.Coli, right? So it's pretty nice. So here we're actually gonna go with Estene. One reason why I like picking Estene with A.Coli is it allows us to soul burn and potentially get a very early kill. We do see a lot of fire, so Crawl is going to fit very nicely against this team. And we're looking pretty nice. He has to start picking some damage. I don't know what his damage threats will be. Hopefully we see something like a Tomoka. So you guys can see what A.Coli can actually do against those type of units. And even if we see something like an SSB, which I really do think we might see in this game, A.Coli should still be able to do enough DPS if we're able to get that soul burn. So we see the Aravi, so I think this might be something that we're going to be outgearing. So sadly, this might be an outgear. Hopefully not. There's a really good chance we will be. I might just go full aggro on him. He doesn't have any speed contesters right now. I can just go full aggro. I can ban something more. And he barely has any AoE, right? So that's triple stealth. He's not going to be able to do anything against this. Even with an AoE, yeah. Like we just banned this RB. He bans the Tomoka. And then we just kill something, right? Yeah, he bans the Tomoka there. So we'll see if we get the A.Coli A.Coli combo. It's basically a one shot onto any unit on the enemy team. So if we can land it on the Ravi, we just straight up just win the game, right? So we get it. We are gonna be going on to the Ravi to set up, and this is such a good combo. It's one of the reasons why my A.Coli is actually a little bit on the slower side, is to set up into combos like this, because now there is no longer a Ravi. And you guys get to see how big damage A.Coli can do, and we just win. Nice and easy. Yep, there it is. Such a good combo. It's just so broken when it works. It's very tight though, because she's 277 and she's 276. So it's kind of one of those things that sometimes my A.Coli will go before my F-Glory. But when we get it, it's just disgusting. Right? And he didn't have anything to speed contest. So again, A.Coli, very aggressive unit, but also can be very defensive. We have Fallen Cecilia. The reason you see me buying Fallen Cecilia, it's not because A.Coli does bad against her. It's more because we do bad against her. Not A.Coli. We do bad against her. We see the Elcraw, which is not the best unit to take a Collie into, because Elcraw does a lot of AoE damage, as you guys may know. But we are gonna pick Ross into it. Maybe should have picked Craw, because double Craw can be really, really dirty. And let's play a little bit with Rylet. We haven't played around with Rylet in a while, so a lot of single target damage would be interesting for him to click the LQC here. I kind of want him to do it. And we'll see if we decide to go full aggro again, or if we decide to go a little bit more our usual draft with Sage Ball and a Tywin. So he's going Ruel and Friends, which I'm not super worried about, to be completely honest with y'all. Ruel is typically not a unit that I'm really scared about, but the Stena is something that I am scared about. So that I do not like. Alright, let's go a little bit more defensive here. Let's pick the Sage Ball. And let's pick the A Tywin. Kind of debate him a little bit to being scared, right? And to picking anti-control, and then we can pick an A.Coli at the last moment and speed contest his potential Vivian, right? Because Vivian would go perfect right here in his team, right? So hopefully we get to see some good A.Coli action. And this guy seems to actually be pretty good. He does have the Stennis skin, which means he's an old challenger player, right? So he's been around for some time. I expect him to have some pretty good gear. So we'll see if he can give us a good A.Coli showcase, or if he'll be able to stomp our A.Coli. Has to pick another damage dealer here. Or he just loses, right? So I'm still waiting to see what the other damage dealer is going to be. Because right now it's 2 supports and an Elcraw, right? And a Spectene. Nothing that I'm like really afraid of, right? Yet. Right? So let's see. Has to pick a damage dealer, like RB would be a really good unit here, right? Yeah, there's the RB. There we go. This does put us in a little bit of a predicament. Because A.Coli would not be a good draft here. So we're still going to draft A.Coli, even though I know I shouldn't. Right here, a Tamana Luluka would be so much better, right? But we are going to do this, and we're actually going to be banning the Katie's so we can set up into a Sage Ball. Going to be a little bit risky for us to play against the Elcraw and the RB. So maybe seeing some places where A.Coli may not be as good of a pick. So this is one of those cases where A.Coli probably not the best pick, right? But we're still going strong with it. We're still committing to it. We're still going to be doing damage. We're still going to be doing some stuff. So that is one fast Last Rider Crow. So we aren't going to be able to do much here. And I don't want to go for the S3 onto the... We have to go for the Arbiter Vildred, right? Which kind of sucks. Hopefully we don't kill. Alright, we're too strong, yo. We end up killing. No gap gaming, so that's good. But we do silence here. He does soul burn. Hopefully we get some good Sage Ball action here, since Sage Ball is there to take the brunt. So this immunity EE being pretty good. So let's see. Sage Ball, I really need you to sleep here. I really need you to pull through, Sage Ball. And he gets resisted. And now we're in trouble. Alright, now we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. Because if he kills right here, oof. We lose A.Coli. That's rough. That's hard to come back from. So Sage Ball letting me down, showing why control is not the best. No portrait though. So we are gonna get to keep her for one more turn. Alright, and we do have to kill this Arbiter Vildred as soon as possible. I think the Sage Ball should be able to one-shot it, actually. Unless he decides to go for like a S2 here. Or an S1 and try to kill the A.Coli. He could try to go for an S1 and kill the A.Coli. Probably going to Soul Burn onto the Arbiter Vildred. Okay. So we don't have to worry about Arbiter Vildred giving us too much of a headache, so he's deciding to play the RNG game. So we'll start harping on here. We are back to stealth. The only thing that can get us is him luck sacking us. We are gonna. Can I save it here? Can I afford to save it? I do lose the Sage Ball, so I think we lose Sage Ball regardless if I S3 here or not. So let's at least get some damage onto this Last Rider Craw. We get some pretty good damage here. All right, it all comes down to this. Does not hit. Nice. And we are gonna set up into this S3 because I need my A.Coli. I need my Ross to survive a little bit longer. Even though he is, we do give him that barrier. We do get a little bit of health back. Not sure why he's still going on onto my Sage Ball here. To be completely honest with y'all, because Sage Ball is already like basically dead to his Stene, right? Oof. So he gets a stun but doesn't kill. All right, that's nice. I'm gonna do the S3 here since I still think the Craw has a little bit longer. And we are actually gonna Soul Burn it so we can try to get it up again and just cycle out this Spectre T, right? And since he hasn't done oh, he did do the S1 already, so we are gonna give him another barrier. So that will force an S2 onto the Spectre T, right? That's most likely what he's going to be doing here. So let's see, he has to S2 here, right? I don't think he chooses not to, because if he doesn't S2 the Stene, he doesn't get a turn with her. Yeah. And he probably is going to continue to try to go on to our Sage Ball here. He does have souls for the Stene. This would be a scenario where the souls might have been a little bit of a nice little way to stop him from getting a ton of opportunities. Because one of these will just kill us here. So like he can go on Sage Ball here. And if it touches our A.Coli, we lose, right? So we have to pray to RNGesus that this does not go onto A.Coli, right? So it's kind of one of those things that's like really bad odds. And we get the good odds. Nice. I don't think our A-Tywin lives to see the day, though. Yeah, I think this will just kill. And we're still going to end up losing. Man, that kind of stinks. Yeah, our Sage Ball did let us down there. Because the sleep on the L-Craw would have won us the fight. So, RIP, Sage Ball letting us down. So I'm going to do one more RTA. That was really close. So you guys got to see a little bit of A.Coli. Even in like a really bad matchup with the L-Craw and the Arbiter Vildred, she still was able to do a lot of work, right? So she was able to still pull through, still able to do a good job. That wasn't A.Coli so much as Sage Ball not doing his job. Because if we had slept the Arby, if we had slept the Emil Crow, either or, we would have been in such better shape. Because it would just made it a lot easier for us. So it kind of stinks, right? That we didn't land any of the sleeps. Especially on the L-Craw. Honestly, that was what lost us the game. That resist, if we had landed that on the L-Craw, he doesn't get that S3, doesn't get immunity, gets stunned again by the A-Tywin. The L-Craw would have been gone. Our A.Coli would have been nice and healthy, right? So, kind of sucks. Not the best scenario to have brought her there, though. Alright, something tells me this guy's going to be cleaving us. But we are going to be picking Falconeer Clory. Since you guys saw the nasty combo with her and my A.Coli. I just had to go for T-Cern here. Oh, for Stene. Oh, he doesn't go for Stene. I'm surprised. Oh? You won't go for Stene. I'll go for Stene. And we're going to pick Crawl for this one. since Craw is able to have a really good matchup against this Rylot. And we're sitting pretty again, right? So this is kind of like the similar scenario where we're sitting pretty with Falconeer, Cleary, and Craw. Okay. Picks the Alencia. Not the best to go against A.Coli. A.Coli is not the best thing to go against that Alencia. Because it's probably on immunity, and Alencia can reveal and strip the immunity that she recently got with the new EE. SSB. I'm actually really tempted to go aggressive here. With an A.Coli and a top model Luluka. Let's pick the A.Coli that we know we want to bring. And do we trust Sage Ball again? Yeah, we have to. We have to. I am too much of an RNG player. I really shouldn't rely on Sage Ball this much. I most likely will be banning the Ross though. Just to take away the damage mitigation. Unless he puts another damage mitigator here. Right, if he puts something like a... I don't know what he would pick at this point, honestly. But if he puts any form of damage mitigation, I'm just going to ban it out. We have ways to deal with the C-set Bellona. So let's see. Picks the RB. Kind of have to ban the RB. That kind of stinks. I wanted to ban the Ross. But this team is very susceptible to RB. No Mohaze, no Tomoka. RB's still a really good counter pick, right? So we don't see him as much in like top level play, but still really good against certain drafts. Just because it's so scary to go against a good Arbiter builder. It just runs out a lot of teams. He most likely bans the Falconeer Cleary here, in my opinion. That's what I would think he does. Yeah. Because that Falconeer Cleary does counter a lot of his units. So let's see what our A.Coli can do in this match. Let's see the Rylot speed too. That's the big one. So this is one of the reasons why Symbol of Unity is kind of nice. Because right here, we would just be able to nicely set up into it. But alright, let's see. No F Cleary helping. How much damage can our A.Coli do with a Soul Burn? Pretty respectable, actually. It actually kills. So that's really respectable. That's really respectable damage. Dang. I do not know why he's actually going on my Sage Ball. Because I'm going to be still doing my S2 here. And we land the stun. Nice. I really don't know why he keeps going on my Sage Ball. Alright, let's set up increased defense. I'm pretty sure he just loses his Rylot now. You pop an S3 right here. And GG. Yeah, that's one of the things about A.Coli. Very powerful S3 with Soul Burn. One of the reasons why I like taking her with A.Coli. Alright, so sadly we did not hit. But let's start going on to... Alright, this should hopefully be able to execute off the Rylot. If we hit, it's definitely a kill. If we don't hit, he does have a Aureus. Oh, so it's more than enough, right? And now it's GG at this point. So yeah, again, A.Coli puts in work. Puts in tons of work. So we got to see good showcase of A.Coli. Even though we did lose that second match, A.Coli's doing some nasties. And that was against all good players. I don't think that we outgeared that last person. He had a really good Ross. That Ross was pretty fast. So that's in my Sage Ball, right? So like a 240 speed. So good players. Good showcase. I like it. I'm excited. I'm happy with it. Alright, so let's show A.Coli. Disclaimer. I almost don't want to do this because we are so much stronger than them at this point that it's almost not fair. Right? Like that's just a stomp. Do we have 2 flags? So let me just double check real quick to make sure I have the flags to not just do this. Oh yeah, so we still have 2. Let's try to find a spicy defense that I'm like, this is a good showcase. This is a good showcase. Nice. He probably has that for the Tomoka. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put A.Coli there, and we're going to give her some souls to Soul Burn. With Spec T. And we're just going to win, right? And then what are we going to do against this top team? I almost feel like robbing it, to be honest. We're going to put Ravi. We're going to put a Ravi. Because I feel like having fun today. Why not, you know? What? Why not? Why not double Robbie? And then we need some... Oh, A Robbie's going to be taking so much hate. Right, so we can actually put something like a Falconer Clearing here. Yeah, so let's leave the Falconer Clearing there to provide a little bit more support because our A Robbie is going to get focused to death. Wow, really slow. Really slow last Rider Crawl. Let's just do this so it's a faster game. I don't really care about Okra. He'll kill himself on the Robbies. But the Lancia can be annoying with the increased defense, right? I'd rather deal with immunity than deal with increased defense. You don't need any immunity for some time first. Yep, see? He's gonna kill himself on the Robbies. Sadly, we can't go on the Alencia here because I don't want her setting up the S2. So we're actually gonna use our first burn on that. But now we can start going on to the Alencia. And it's a squishy Alencia too. Nice. And we got the speed buff on F Clary. Oh boy. I don't even think I need to finish it off. Rose is gonna S3 her back. Let's kill her. Do we even need to kill her? Because it's gonna S3 regardless of what we do, right? So we can just start going on this. Dude, this is just like Elcraw massacre. He is gonna get the immunity here, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. He'll be losing immunity next turn, so I don't mind too much. And we can keep harping on this Crow. Anti-crit is a lie. But yeah, I just want to get to the A.Coli, man. But yeah, double Robbie's fun still. That's the problem with raw unedited clips and fights. You guys, it's fun because you guys get to see me not cheat the system and actually get the wins legitimately. We're actually not gonna use it yet because there's still immunity on this last Rider Crawl. And we're actually gonna use this on Ruel. I actually think we can kill the Ruel. Something tells me it's not a high F versus Ruel. So we didn't get the strip, so she has to have some F. But apparently not enough. Right, let's just S3. And then we'll Soulburn with Robbie S1 and kill. Wow, she's way beefier than I anticipated. I think Alcross still doesn't have horse, does he? Yeah, he doesn't have horse, so let's not give him horse. No reason. Let's just Soulburn here with Robbie. Alright. Slow and steady, but I can just auto this at this point. But okay, kind of like analyzing A.Coli, right? So I think she's a really hard to build unit. But if they do not have reach to her, it's very similar to a Spectre Tenebria. And Spectre Tenebria is one of the best characters in the game. So having like a secondary Spectre T that can potentially win you fights, that can stun, that can burst. That's one thing that Spectre Tenebria can't do that A.Coli can't. She can burst. As you guys saw against that SSB. A.Coli has huge burst potential. And we don't even have the artifact, like the one that I really want to put on her, which is Unity, which is the new Guild Wars artifact, just because we don't have it maxed out. But that new artifact makes it so you can hit Rylets more reliably, makes it so you do extra damage, makes it so you don't have to wait on a condition. So right here, we'll see it right here. With the Fallen Cecilia barrier, it's going to be overkill. Like, look at this. And it doesn't even have that Unity. We could be doing 50% more damage on here, right? So it's just the amount of things you can do is just absolutely filthy with A.Coli. And like we just win now, right? Because it's like we just burst something, especially in Arbiter Villager. So Arbiter Villager was actually like a deterrence to him, and that's gonna kill a tank RB too. And with the Unity, it doesn't matter if it's a Moonlight Dreamblade, right? So the new Guild Wars artifact, that could be a Moonlight Dreamblade Arbiter Villager. We don't care because we're just gonna hit it regardless through Moonlight Dreamblade with the Unity artifact. And then we just burst that. We keep bursting with A.Coli, and we just Way too much speed. Like, look at her. She's already here. We're just outspeeding him at this point. Like crazy. We set up the A.Coli and we just lay it to rest. But yeah, right there. Boop, boop. It's just a matter of time. I think we actually can outspeed here with A.Coli. Just because she has the speed buff. We're not able to. We do have S3 back up, but I like having the speed buff, so that's one of the reasons I don't use it. And there we go. That's it. That's a wrap. GG. No re. So hopefully this is a good showcase for you guys. Hopefully you guys get to see what A.Coli can actually do and what potential she has. And I really like her. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see y'all next time.